welcome back to Daily Diabetics. My name is Noelle, and this week is Freestyle Week. So, I am sorry about the appearance right now. I am a little under the weather. I have a cold and allergies at the same time. So it's very hard for me to breathe. My throat hurts, and I am extremely exhausted. But, let's do a quick Libre scan. 215 and steadily rising. Joy. I actually just corrected, so hopefully that will be changed here very momentarily. So on my freestyle week, I think I want to start doing a segment that I want to call Let's Talk About Diabetes, and then insert topic. So this week's topic is called What's Best for You. And if any of you follow me on my Instagram, which if you don't, I'll put it down here, you'll know I've had some interesting things going on recently in this past week. And so we are going to talk about doing what's best for you and why I'm choosing to do what I'm doing right now with my diabetes. So many of you know I have the Medtronic 630G insulin pump, and as maybe some of you know, maybe some of you don't know, I change my site every 2 days, and there is a very valid reason for changing my site every 2 days. Let me show you, and you'll see what I mean. So as you can see, I was doing fairly well, and then this happened. And this was on day 3 of a pump site. Now, that pump site failed, 1. 2, the insulin was bad. So I changed my site, but I didn't know the insulin was bad. Changed my site again, site didn't work. Changed it a 3rd time in less than 12 hours, and it didn't work. And I didn't know my insulin was bad at this time. So here's me getting frustrated, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? Like, I just don't understand, blah blah blah. And so I have decided to take a pump vacation. Once again, yes, that's a thing. Sometimes I do it quite frequently, but right now I think it's what's best for me. I was getting too frustrated from it, and I just don't want to become burnt out with it, because it is a wonderful tool. I don't have anything negative to say about pumps. I mean, failed pump sites suck, yes, but there's not much you can do about it. It's going to happen. Bad insulin's going to happen. I mean, that's the first time I think it's ever happened to me in my 15.5 years of type 1. But it happened, and you know what? I'm dealing with it, and I'm dealing with it how I want to and in the best way possible. So, I am currently on a pump vacation, and if you remember, I was a while back for like 2 weeks, I was on pump vacation because I wasn't able to get supplies, and I have plenty of those now, but I think it's best for me to have a break. Because I don't want to take advantage of my pump, and I don't want to become burnt out, and whatnot. So there are many devices many benefits, not devices, many benefits to an insulin pump, like temporary basals. I have them all written down in front of me, you know. Temporary basals, it's easier to take insulin, like on the go, and it's more discreet bolusing. I'm not really one of those people that minds having to rip my shirt up in public. I mean, not all the way, but like, and give myself a shot in my stomach. That doesn't bother me. If someone stares at me, I kind of call them out. I've had a couple people message me and say, you're like the rebel of the page, and like, you don't really care, and I'm like, oh. But, I mean, that's just me. I'm not really one to hold back. So if someone has an issue with me, I'm like, okay, I don't know, I'm just trying to live. So there are so many pros to an insulin pump. You don't have to get poked multiple times a day, every day. You know, you don't have, I mean, temp basals are probably the best thing about an insulin pump. You can increase and decrease. Now, with that being said, I think device breaks are very, very important. I went without wearing my Libre for almost a full month because I had a couple bad sensors, and I never got them replaced. Oh well. But I needed the break from it to appreciate it, if that makes sense. Like, this sensor is completely on, and it's in my thigh. And I gotta put a new one on tonight so it can start baking or cooking, so it's more accurate. But I really believe that everyone will benefit from a device break at some point in their life. I know I've been talking to Lindsay, and I know she loves being on MDI. I know Ollie loved MDI, and he's trying out the Omnipod. Like, that's fantastic. You get to try stuff. There's options. There's options for everyone. And I'm very blessed and very lucky that I have the opportunity to go back and forth as much as I want. My endocrinologist is like, do what you want as long as you're taking your insulin and keeping yourself somewhat in range, you're good. And so I'm very lucky in that sense. For some of the younger people, you might not be as lucky. Your parents might be like, I want you on a pump, this, that. Some people might not be able to afford a pump, but I think I definitely recommend people to take a pump break and go on MDI, or if you're on MDI, try out an insulin pump. You're never going to know, excuse me, sorry, my throat. You're never going to know what's going to work for you unless if you try it. And both of these things work for me. I went on a pump break for 3 years once. I did syringe and vial for 3 years. And then I just got pens finally. I love pens. They work so much better for me, in my opinion. And it's aesthetically pleasing to me to have the pen rather than syringes. But that's personal preference. I was also denied pens back in my hometown because they said that was a luxury on my insurance. Don't ask why they considered that a luxury, but it was a luxury. So, with that being said, there are many, I keep looking at my notes. There are many benefits to multiple daily injections, or MDI. I get a lot of people messaging me on my Instagram. They're like, what the heck is MDI, Noelle? So, it's multiple daily injections, or just injections, or shots. So, I think the best thing for me with MDI is it's ensuring you get all of your insulin and it's delivered. You control this. Don't get me wrong, you control a pump, excuse me, but your cannula can't bend. I mean, it's a steel needle going into you. So no matter what, to me, I do like pens for that reason. I know I'm getting my insulin. I know I'm coming down, you know. For someone that travels quite often like me, for pin-up and pinstriping and car shows and all of that stuff, it's a lot less stuff while you're packing. I can take a box of 5 pens and a box of 100 needles plus extras in my kit, and I'm all set to go, plus my Lantus and alcohol swabs. That's all I need, and a change of Libre if I'm on my Libre, along with test strips. But it's a lot less stuff than when you have to take 10, 12, 14 pump sites with you. Minimal to having no devices on your body. Like, I wear my Libre very on and off sporadically, but I mean, for the people that don't wear CGMs, you don't have a device on you, so you feel somewhat normal. The next topic on that is feeling a little more human. I mean, we're all human, but if you ever notice, pumpers will say, I'm not a robot, or these are my robot parts. And sometimes you can feel very robotic. I don't want to say you don't feel human, because you're human, but if you wear a pump, you'll know what I mean. Like, sometimes you'll just be like, oh my gosh, like, this is ridiculous. I have to have all these devices all over my body to make sure I live. So, with that one being said, you're not attached to something 24/7. Like my insulin pump with tubing. I love my insulin pump. Tubing doesn't bother me. It's nice to not have to worry about pulling on your site, ripping it out. I mean, yes, I have my Libre on, and it's on my thigh, but I'm conscious of it. It doesn't, I don't notice it as much as I notice the not bulky, but the insulin pump on my hip, at all times. So, with all of this being said, for me, it's all about what's best for you. You really have to do what's best for you. You should definitely talk with your endocrinologist, your nurse practitioner, or just your diabetes nurse, or your CDE. I talk to all of mine almost daily. I text them, and I'm like, alright, like, I'm just getting burnt out. So, they listen to me, and that's what's best for me. I'm 22 years old, and I can make those executive decisions if I have to. I'm sorry, I realize I'm not looking at the camera, but like I said, I just don't feel good, and this is a harder subject for me to talk about, because there is, for me at least, it seems like there's a lot of politics between MDI and pumps. A lot of people look down on MDI, and I don't know why. I don't understand why, because you have to do what's best for you, and in order for me not to go into burnout, I need to be off my insulin pump. And I can't remember if I said in this video, or if it was a different one that I filmed, I've had a lot of people messaging me, be like, please don't go on MDI, please don't do it, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you might not like it. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really feel the needles anymore. So, I'm doing what's best for me at this point. I don't know how long I'm going to stay off my pump. I don't know how long it's going to happen. Like I said, I went on a pump break for 2 weeks once, and I went on for 3 years once, because I was just fed up with it. And it worked for me at the time. So now I'm going to show you what I'm carrying with me every day for diabetes purposes. So let's jump over to that. Alright, so this is my MDI bag. It's a larger makeup bag. It's empty because everything's out in front of me. That is highlighter and stuff, because this used to be a pencil pouch. So this is what I carry my stuff in. And in here, I carry, let's see, a little baggie. It looks funny, I know. But it has alcohol swabs and my sliding scale in it. So this is what we call a sliding scale in America. And this is my correction factors. So my goal blood sugar is 125, and starting at 150 I get 1 unit, 2, you know, so on and so forth, by every 25 points. Then I have my carb ratios and whatnot, and then there is my Lantus and my split doses. So that's how I do Lantuses and split doses. I take this little baggie full of pen needles, which are the nanos, the 4 millimeters. I have lancets. I have my meter, test strips, and poker. And I have my Lantus pen and my Humalog pen, along with my Libre. Sometimes that's in the front pocket of my purse. So that's what I carry in this bag. It's usually a lot neater than that. I just threw everything in there. And then some of you might be like, what do you take for hypos? So I'm going to show you. So I kind of cover those bases. I'm trying to make this video somewhat tolerable since I'm not feeling like 200%. But this big clear bag I take everywhere in my purse, which is on the floor. Let me get it. This Real Tree Girl bag. But In here I take a protein bar, which is dark chocolate peanut butter. So I take a organic chocolate chip bar, granola bar, peanut butter and cheese crackers. Like, those are for if I have a real bad low and I need the protein. I have glucose tabs in grape. I have giant Smarties. I have a fruit roll-up, which is 11 carbs for like a minimal low. I'll eat one of these with a minimal low, or I'll eat a sugar tab. And then for big lows, I have 4 packages of Welch's fruit snacks. So this is my hypo bag. So anywhere I go, these 2 things definitely come with me, along with everything else. I also carry Diabetic hand cream and hand sanitizer. So that is what's going on in my life. The next segment of this will be different. Hopefully I won't be sick then. And I just want to try this out. So you guys let me know what you think. And yeah, I'm definitely interested to hear what you thought of this. And are you guys on MDI? Are you on pumps? What do you prefer? Do you think MDI is don't want to say it like this, but do you think MDI is pointless when you can have a pump or have a pump? Let me know down in the comments. And I will see you guys next week with another video.